He threw one high. We won that game off a wild bitch.
7-0 in the third, and there I go.
Okay, yeah. Trap song get you in your mood.
So he does his little trap to me, and I was like, oh boy.
Coming out of high school, man, a lot of dudes don't understand like how tough it really is.
I'll take my odds any day of the week.
Say that again.
I'll take my odds any day of the week.
Talk your shit, bro. Y'all be hitting together like you, Rennie, and
and Jay,
and Jay.
Yeah,
all those sessions be like,
it's good, man. Reynolds is hilarious.
He's like a silent, funny type dude.
He's just the country.
He just can do it, bro.
He's so strong, man. Like we'll be putting up weight, Jay and I, and then like he like looks over and his dad's like, see what we're doing? He'll see what we're doing, and then he'll just add like 20 pounds, 30 pounds.
Fucked up. That's like what we do with Ro.
Yeah, Ro lift no weight.
I don't know, man. I've been watching him get after with Josh.
Yeah,
we'll wait for the podcast to start.
It's already started. It's already going.
Because he didn't lift shit when we was in school. Thank you.
Jay,
Damn. Put it this way. I mean, you did lift, but you were always fast and like just quick twitch.
You just started to lift.
You didn't even like need to lift.
Little ass boy.
Tell him pound for pound, boo. Let him know pound for pound.
You would squat.
I lifted with Grizz and Scotty on the last rack.
What year was that?
You weren't there. Last year. Senior year. It was me, Scotty, and Grizz in the same rack.
We talked about when I was there.
I was still putting up weight.
I was down there with K-Dub and Reed.
Yeah, he was.
No, he started out with me and Ty Duvall.
I was down on the big side.
You and y'all low to the ground.
Now we making excuses. Now we making excuses.
It's not an excuse. It's an observation.
You guys were all strong as hell, though. I mean, you guys were pretty strong.
This motherfucker won.
Y'all can't touch me then. Y'all can't touch me now.
That's just false.
When? What point?
You probably got me.
Don't get it twisted.
Maybe.
Put it this way: if you guys all raced 60-yard dash, who's winning? Who?
Shit, I probably want to get 10 yards. To be honest with you.
Back then, I'm gonna win. He gonna win. He definitely ain't gonna fucking win. I remember when Grizz burnt his ass.
Yeah, Grizz
I'm gonna beat you now.
Yeah, Grizz did beat him that day.
Yeah.
When was that? When we tested it?
No, when we
were squatting. We were squatting.
We was in the football weight room, and we went to the practice football field afterwards, and then Grizz like lined it up, and then
I did.
I think he beat you twice.
Cooked.
Was it twice?
It was once. It was once.
You didn't want to. You didn't want to race.
He want to race. Yeah, he was.
My legs was cooked.
Nah, he had that shitty face on.
He was cooked. They was cooked, and I was like, "Damn, I really just lost."
Yeah, your pop's still mad at you to this day.
He was mad. He was mad. I was like, "Fuck."
Hey man, hey man.
Bro, he wouldn't stop making a joke about that shit for years. I'm like, bro, you gotta let that shit go.
Twice a week, bro.
Oh yeah, I was with Clyde after that.
That shit was funny.
You're going twice a week with Clyde after that.
Let's go, Dragon 5 Jones. Start the show.
I'm gonna get the intro. You're not doing the intro. Oh, I like that. We should call him that the whole episode.
Bet.
Dragon 5 Jones. What's that?
Dragonfly. He's a character.
All right, we good.
He's a character of Martin.
We gotta cut it and put it.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
He wears like a little karate bandana, bald. He ain't got no teeth in his mouth.
Dragonfly Jones.
And he's just like. He's just doing.
I think I've only seen one or two episodes of that show.
Martin, yeah.
All right, we're back. The 2%. Harry Ray here. We got Ro, and we got Boo, aka Dragonfly Jones. If y'all don't know, go look it up. But we got a special guest with us today. 2019 fourth round pick by the Miami Marlins.
First round.
Fourth.
That's why
first round. God, dog. I already messed it up.
This is the first time I've ever messed up. First time I've ever messed up an intro.
Fourth round is crazy.
Fourth pick. I apologize.
Right.
Fourth pick. Vanderbilt home run record holder. Am I wrong? No, exactly. Golden Spikes finalist.
What else?
SEC Player of the Year.
SEC Player of the Year. 6-time All-American in all the little mock-ups and stuff.
World Series championship.
World Series championship with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Second best
squad.
First best team. JJ Bleday, everybody.
God, dog. Finally, we got through that. Shit.
That was a good one, if I didn't mess it up. But
Thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah,
Good to be
appreciate you,
here.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Go ahead.
Nah, I mean, we could start it off. You my guy, Florida guy, Florida PA guy. What you claim, Florida or what?
I'm mixed. I mean, I still consider myself Pennsylvanian, but I mean, my family's down in Florida. Florida's just
it's different.
It's nice, man.
It's beautiful.
It's nice, yeah.
Beautiful time.
Good weather.
So I guess for you, kind of just real quickly go through it, kind of your journey to Vanderbilt, but kind of how you PA guy, Florida guy, and kind of dealing with that and the different levels of baseball in the two areas. Just kind of go through that for us real quick.
Yeah, I grew up in kind of middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania. I grew up in a small town called Titusville, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Titusville. And they're known for drilling like the first oil well. So they say.
Yeah,
but I mean, Texas might be up there too with some oil.
Yeah.
But that's their claim to fame. And John Heisman went to like high school there or something like that. But small oil town in Northwest Pennsylvania. A lot of hunting and fishing, a lot of nice country out that way. Grew up there and like a population probably like 3,000 to 5,000 people, maybe 10. Maybe it was small.
Gotcha.
Like there was only like 90 to 120 kids in my class. And I was there up until sophomore year of high school, and I'd committed to Vandy that sophomore fall, kind of unofficially, committed or verbally committed. And after that year, I realized like, man, like the talent level here is just like, I'm really not getting better. I need to kind of challenge myself. Okay. And my dad had a job opportunity down in Florida, Panama City Beach area, right there on the Emerald Coast. And he took it and went down there. And the rest of the family, we kind of ended up getting our way down there probably that following year. And we've been down there ever since. But the difference in levels and just like recreational sports from Pennsylvania to Florida is just, I mean, it's a landslide, just because of the weather. The public education down in Florida isn't as good as Pennsylvania, but I mean, a lot of the money is going to
What'd you say?
We know. He was about to try to say something. We know.
That does make sense.
All I got to say, I got a Vanderbilt degree.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Anyhow.
But, I grew up playing all the sports in Pennsylvania. I grew up playing football. My dad was a football coach, baseball, swimming, golf. I golfed in high school and I swam in high school. I wanted to play basketball, but my mom and dad wouldn't let me because I was just too good a swimmer and they just didn't want me to give that up. And in Pennsylvania, and same with Florida, you can't play two sports at the same time. If they're in the same season, you got to pick one or the other, which is kind of a bummer. Like people can do too. Yeah, you have to really organize it. But did that. I was a state champion in the 50-yard freestyle, and have a bunch of records there at the Titusville High School. Left, came down to Florida, was state runner-up in baseball 2 years in a row, junior and senior year, which was kind of a bummer. To what's that one? What's that one academy? It's not Somerset Academy. Archbishop MacArthur? MacArthur,
yes.
Who got popped for illegal recruiting, and we never got our titles. Okay. So that is complete BS, but I mean, that's all right. I mean, we got the national title, so that's all that matters.
That is true.
But yeah, definitely a big gap with competition just because of the weather. There's more money invested in local sports, whether it's like flag football, baseball in Florida. And I was just blessed to go to a good high school that had a good education and good sports down there, a good coach. And, we've just been down there ever since.
Man, did you do all those PG stuff while you was in high school? Like all the tournaments, all the showcases, or you just played the game at your high school? Like we're on a good ass summer team type joint?
Yeah, so it started because I had an older brother, and Adam was the first one to go through travel ball in Pennsylvania. It was near Pittsburgh, a team called Beaver Valley, and we. You probably who do you play for in Michigan or not Michigan? Did you play with the team from Michigan?
No, but we used to play against Beaver Valley.
Yeah,
a lot.
Just a good travel ball team. And my mom would take us down to practice during the week. I mean, it was like a 2-hour track in the snow and all that. So, bless her for doing that. But really? Adam kind of worked our way into travel ball, and I played it up until freshman year at Vandy. Yeah. And yes, to answer your question, I did do the perfect game events and whatnot. To me, to me, it really like it's good, but like you can play high school baseball and get drafted, and you don't have to spend money on those. Like, if you're good, people are gonna find you. Yep. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So and people bloom at different times. You know, you remember all these kids come into like 7th and 8th grade or even 6th grade, and you're like, what the heck is going on? Like these kids haven't even grown yet. Mm-hmm. And then all these guys who commit like sophomore, junior year, they just go through a growth spurt and they just become men. And, you know, then they're getting all these offers.
In some cases, like the guys who do get the offers and commits in eighth grade, they sometimes fizzle out, like plateau a little bit, and they don't continue to develop.
Yeah,
maybe
that
from
motivation's kind of gone.
I say, or something. You know, they kind of get complacent a little bit.
Exactly.
Or I'm good. I know where I'm going. That type of thing. Okay.
Exactly. So.
Now, speak on you talk about guys speak at different times. Like you came to Vandy, obviously you played as a freshman, but you got better each year, and then obviously developed into a first round, and now you're a big leaguer. Speak on that journey from year to year.
Yeah, I was overlooked. You know, I wasn't like this big stud out of high school, like, you know, a lot of those guys in our draft class, but I was just like, you know what, I wanna go to high school, or I want to go to college. I kind of knew I wasn't ready to play professional baseball. I kind of wanted to develop a little bit more, go through a program and get bigger, faster, stronger. And, you know, freshman year, I was recruited as a two-way. You know, I was just talking to Brownie the other day. It was kind of a funny recruiting.
I don't remember you touching him out once.
No. He asked me. So I got recruited as a pitcher, and then just like, and Jewett saw me as a hitter as well. So I'm like, they said, yeah, you can do two-way. So the first week there, after our first meeting freshman year, Brownie comes up to me and is like, hey, you still thinking about pitching? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'll get back to you. I never got back to him. And that's kind of one regret, though. I wish I gave it like a week. But we had so many like left-handed pitchers that year, and just in arms that were like a lot of the older guys and vets. And I'm like, man, like there's I feel like I have a better shot playing in the outfield or being a position player. And from there on out, it just it worked out. You know, I was splitting time with Harry Ray freshman year and playing right, left. And definitely had some ups and downs that freshman year, but then sophomore, junior year, I was just, like you said, just was able to go to summer ball, get at bats, get in the weight room, you know, put on some weight, and just kind of have that confidence build, you know, in fall ball and scrimmages and then just in training. So, you know, Corbs just has a good program to allow that to happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. What would you say was your welcome to Vanderbilt moment? Well, just college sports in general. It could be from fall ball, it could be from whatever.
I think welcome to Vandy was that first workout we had coming back from.
Oh, that was y'all's freshman
year? And
year?
you had guys like blacking out, like, man, I can't see, because we didn't even get through the warm up.
Was it Hadley?
Bro,
no, it was Tyler Green. Blacked out.
Yeah, bro. So
Green
it was like
blacked out.
It was like 110 degrees outside.
It was not 110 degrees.
Bro, no, it was blazing.
It was like 90.
blazing.
Well, we was on the turf. I mean, we was on the.
Bro, it was blazing.
We were in the grass
of the turf track and field.
And then they took us to the actual track.
It was
a black
blazing.
track. They had our hands on the black track doing push-ups.
With
the hurdle was over and you had to hit the band. Yeah, you had to hit the band.
Yeah.
So we didn't even get the mile out the way.
I'm like, what am I getting myself into?
It's time to go home, player.
That was brutal.
That
is a good welcome. First.
Okay, what about like on the field moment, like a training session?
Oh, jeez.
Or just a time.
I think I wasn't getting some bunts down, and Corbs was just eating me alive, man. And I was just like, this was like, boop, like foul ball. And I'm just like, what the heck am I doing? What the hell? How do I bunt this thing? And he was just like, I was so domed up, and I don't think I laid down one bunt.
I think I remember that, dog. Yeah. That was bad.
But I worked on it and finally kind of got better at it. So
I think one situation where like all the outfielders are bunting.
That's exactly what it was.
All the outfielders coming
probably
in.
working on bunt D or something like that.
Yeah, bunt defense. Yeah,
you just couldn't get it down.
I could not get the bunts down. And he's just chirping at me the whole time, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, what am I doing?"
So is that kind of like your Corbs story? Like everybody's kind of had like a Corbs.
Was like the first time Corbs like got on?
Yeah, it's kind of the first time. I mean, Corbs would get on me. Like, remember that one time junior year? I think Scotty was playing first or something. I like jumped out of the way, and he's like, and I wasn't hustling down the line, and he would get on to me for stuff like that. And
I do,
and you know, kind of just like don't don't jog it out or don't do that. But he really didn't give me. I was one of the kids that just like followed the rules and like didn't want to be that guy to
Smart
do
man.
something stupid. Yeah. So
Smart man.
Yeah, follow the rules to a certain extent.
yeah. I mean, we're all gonna screw up eventually.
Yeah.
Those aren't
I'm just
fun.
speaking on, cause I was that guy who, and I said it before. Like, I mean, I'm not supposed to wear a hat in the classroom, and we had that social class together in Rand, upstairs Rand, and like first day I'm watching
That's right.
JJ, Justin Wilson, everybody come in with hats on. I'm like, we just had a meeting like yesterday.
Tell on everybody.
Yeah.
I already told Course he good. Don't worry about it. But nah, man. What's your you playing right field? You get a chance to be right next to the fans.
Yeah.
Like they in your ear, especially like your junior year where things are popping off for you.
Oh yeah.
Which stadium had best/worst fans? 'Cause they're kind of the same thing.
It's kind of another welcome to college baseball moment, and that was Ole Miss was our first SEC weekend my freshman year, and they were brutal, man. They were all over myself and Jaron Kendall, who was playing center, and whatever they were thinking of. I mean, they said it. They were mom, sisters, brother, whoever's on her social media, but. It's just one of those things where you're just like, it's college baseball. Like, you just got to kind of wear it and can't let it get to you. But Ole Miss was pretty brutal. Alabama had some. They didn't have many fans.
They did.
But
They
didn't have many
Alabama,
fans.
you spoke back at Alabama.
Yeah, they were kind of pissing me off. But that was,
It was tight.
just like some redneck guys in the outfield. Just, I don't know, overweight and just saying stupid stuff. So.
Yeah, I think they just got that new stadium too.
They
So a little
did.
concrete concourse type of thing, whatever it may be. And I just remember you.
You hit
I just remember them chirping, and you hit a bomb over them.
Pimped it,
Running
too.
around first base.
It
You
was,
just kind of. I don't know what you did.
It was like the note or like the hands or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Better pull that
But
picture up.
That was a fun series for me, but they were kind of just annoying and brutal. But Ole Miss, Alabama, Tennessee wasn't too bad.
Nah,
I'd
'cause
say
when we played them,
Mississippi
they
State
was-
wasn't even that bad. Like Mississippi State, they would chirp you, but they'd be like, "Hey, you want a burger or a dog after the game?" Like they'd be cool about it. Like Florida, never really. I didn't play at Florida. I was hurt. I don't know. Maybe Arkansas. How was Arkansas
love
in left field?
Arkansas.
Were they okay?
That was cool. Like, I mean,
They call you short stack.
I mean, Gary Coleman. Like, that was the worst stuff, bro. Like, it was all the short jokes. Like,
Yeah.
so
Emmanuel
it was
Lewis.
the same thing. Like doing BP, they're offering food or whatever
Yeah.
after the game. It was chill, bro. It was like, I love the environment, dog.
Ole Miss had the best like student section to like chirp you. So
Yeah.
I'd say they're number one.
No, man, your junior year is one of the
Historic.
arguably one of the best college seasons. However you line it up ever. Especially we talk about Vandy, like it's top 3. Were you just in the zone the whole time?
Yeah, probably like from Cape Cod, like the Cape Cod League. I just had that confidence. I had the routine down. I knew my swing. I knew what I had to do each day. And junior year, it was nice because we had good leaders. We had a bunch of seniors come back because I was the guy to just lead by example. Just like show up on time and just go about your business. So we had some good vocal leaders to kind of take the pressure off our junior class. And that just kind of allowed us to develop that swagger and that confidence early on. I feel like we knew we were going to win the Natty like
In September.
Like we knew, like we just
Early
had
on.
a feeling about it. And that just allowed me to kind of focus on the team and just focus on the game and take it one game at a time. And just was able to put up good numbers and put up a good season because, some guys waver, some guys go off or whatever and pressure gets to them. But it was just one of those years where it was just fun, man. Like we were beating up on everyone and you just trusted your routine so much and we had such a good staff that we just go out and ball.
Yeah.
Man, talk about your routine a little bit because I've seen you hitting the cages obviously for 3 years, and especially that junior year, it wasn't nothing like you're not taking 50, 60 swings before. It was very boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm here, boom, boom, boom.
6, 7 swings out.
Feeling good. All right, time to head back up.
Yeah. I was one of those guys, do the routine, BP, and then just chill before the game.
Yeah.
Don't go back down before the game. But it would start like do some mobility stuff because I got hurt my sophomore year. I'm like, all right, I can't get hurt anymore. Like I got to take care of myself. I got to do some more mobility stuff. So I would do that. I would just hit off the tee. I would go like short bat, like 3 to 5 away, 3 to 5 up the middle, and then 3 to 5 pull side. I'd do it with my regular bat, like a wood bat or a metal bat. And then I'd do toss, like same thing, 3 to 5 away, 3 to 5 up the middle, and then 3 to 5 pull side. And then just like mix pitch from there on out. Like I would have like mass or backs, like, hey, try to strike me out. And that would be kind of like a good mental preparation to take the thought out of the mechanics and just go out and get ready to play.
Let's go. Nah, 'cause I know just when you're on like that, I know it has to be on autopilot. Like some of the younger guys might come up to you after you get a home run, like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? And your response is just, hey man, I just hit the ball, bro.
Dog.
Stay on the
I
fastball.
don't know what I did, dog.
I
Nothing
can't-
particular.
what game
Just
was it?
I just hit it.
I think it was like Austin P, and you hit a home run, and I'm standing there with Bax, and you come up and you start talking to us, and Bax was like, JJ, what was the count? And you're like, oh, like 2-1. And I like look at Bax because I'm like, dog, it was definitely like, it was 0-2.
Really?
And he's like, I'm like, hold on, what? He's like, yeah.
Harry might be lying. Who knows? Harry don't.
Here we go. Here we go. Just to say that it was just so free. Like I feel like you were seeing it great, and it was just having fun with it.
It was see-ball, hit ball that whole year. I mean, it was dominate the fastball. Like in college baseball, you have to dominate the heater.
SEC.
Like that is,
For sure.
especially in the
Yeah.
SEC. Because the older you get, the more the more they got a book on you, the more you're gonna off speed you're gonna get. But you still have to be convicted of that fastball to where you can see the breaking ball pop. You can lay off that change up down on the dirt or whatever. But yeah, I mean, just lock it in and get a pitch to hit. I mean, you got to keep it as simple as you can. Even at the big league level, like you got to keep it as simple as you can. So, I mean, less is more.
Always.
Yeah.
I like that.
Always.
I like that.
Yeah.
Talk about like another game from 2019 that I think everybody remembers and talks about now, but against Auburn in the SEC tournament. And we
got
all
Derek Jeter up
Derek
top.
Jeter,
Who else up there?
Posada,
The whole front office.
Yeah, the front office
DJ,
was
the
there.
whole front office is there. And we all know. Like it wasn't like a hidden thing that we found out after the fact. Like everybody knew coming into the game, like, oh shit. And we know who they were there for. So for you, what was that like going through that and then proceeding to go 5 for 5 with just the cleanest 5 at bats I've ever seen in my life?
Backside, pull side.
Just
up the middle.
rockets. It wasn't like it was just cheap hits. They were real hits. What did that feel like?
Man, that was just one of those games where you're just like, what the hell? Like you're just locked in and you're just having, I don't know, you're just putting the bat on the ball the proper way. But I had no idea like Jeter and all them were up in the stands. And the first AB, I was down like 0-2, and he throws like a heater inside, and I'm like, oh, thank God! Like he gave me a fastball to hit, and just reacted and was able to kind of get the day going off that, and then from there on out, it was just like literally
Show.
just like compete. And I mean, we all had a good game because we mercied them that game, right?
They did.
You know,
We did
and
do that.
Got the game that you had like 3 for something with 2 foul balls,
2 doubles or something.
No,
No, that was the
don't
championship.
disrespect. That was a championship
championship
game.
game,
Yeah, the
okay.
record holder. But don't disrespect it.
So
It was
you
fair.
had 2 foul balls for doubles.
One was foul. They got called fair.
Hey,
The other 2 were true.
We still won.
hey, I saw that.
Yeah. But
was
That's all that mattered, man. But how was Omaha, man? That was, speak on Omaha, just the buzz playing, the hotel, the little beer garden that was there.
oh yeah, the beer
getting
garden,
free
the
stuff.
pizza, the wings. Gained probably about 30 pounds out there. Oh my
all
gosh.
that, getting bombarded by people, the whole shebang.
It's crazy. I mean, it's literally just like a concrete jungle in the middle of nowhere, like
Facts.
in the Midwest. It's that town's completely, goes around the College World Series, and it's fun. I mean, I felt like we were out there and Ro, you've been out there. I felt like it was like we were out there for a month or 2 months. I mean, it
We
felt
damn
so
near were.
long, but it was fun. It was a
felt like
blast.
vacation,
Yeah,
honestly.
it was because
Vacation.
you got the breaks between the games, and when you keep winning,
If you win, you get
yeah,
them
if you
breaks.
win, you get the breaks.
Yeah.
And the food, you got pizza, wings, beer, and I'm sure Drake Fellows and I were hitting that up about every night because I weighed in probably about two. I got to like 225 or 230. And I'm like, whoa,
Where'd you start at the beginning of the season?
like 205,
Sheesh.
210. Yeah,
Usually people lose weight during the season.
yeah,
Boys
not
eating
not,
right.
not in Omaha
That boy
with
going crazy.
Right.
You got the spaghetti factory, but it's just a cool experience. You know, they do a good job at making the players feel special. And, you know, you got the autographs, you got like the video stuff, you know, and, you know, you get a bunch of gear, you get some.
I don't think we got gear.
Not like they did.
They did. They ain't give us anything in our
We
room.
got gear, but not like y'all. Nah.
But you still get some shirts.
But people will give you stuff. Yeah, though, some free ice cream or whatever it may be.
Whatever you needed.
Yeah.
But that was just a fun time. But it was also kind of sad a little bit too, because you could still feel the vibe of like,
it's about the end.
Man, like this is over. Like it didn't feel as like. It just didn't feel as like collegey. I don't know. Like it just felt like everyone was kind of going their ways after this, and you could kind of see that a little bit in that last game. I remember Corbs would mention, he's like, "Hey, this is like sad, cherish these moments," and after that, like everyone goes their own ways. And like that's the truth.
But like Corbs would talk to us like in Omaha like, about that type of stuff. And you can see like the tears in his eyes. He never dropped a tear.
No,
you just see his eyes watering.
Yes.
And he turned red a little bit. He was like this
he's
is
gone through it. Yeah.
He's like, come like August, September, like you guys won't.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be here.
I mean, it's like we're fortunate enough to see each other like last week at that that event that him and Maggie
the Christmas party.
Yeah. And I mean, like it's crazy how just like, you know, life just goes on and you know, everyone goes their own ways. So, you know, whenever you're able to kind of be around people who are living in Nash or wherever, it's just it's good. It's good vibes.
Did you try to sign every autograph or no? I mean, you and certain people it's a different point, but try to sign every because it's gonna stop. I was just to be there for 2 weeks, maybe in some change, and so it's like sign as much as you can, but also be respectful of your time and whatnot. So, what was your mindset when it came to that?
Yeah, I would try to be as approachable to the fans as possible with that stuff. Like, I mean, like especially pictures, like because growing up, you know, like. You know, we were all fans growing up, you know, and whether it was college baseball or whatever. And, you know, just like I was fortunate enough to go down to a Pirates game once a year, and that was like Mother's Day. And if we could get a picture, an autograph, that would just make your whole entire world right there.
Yeah.
And so if you could do that for a kid or, you know, whoever, I mean, that's just like, that'll just make their day. And I tried to sign as much as I could. And,
I feel you.
But also be like, hey, I gotta go hit or do this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So how's it been transitioning now into pro ball and just kind of talk about that and what that's been like for you and just going the ups and downs and just dealing with everything?
Yeah. You know, so get drafted in 19, get done with college baseball. I start off in high A with the Marlins. And, you know, that was my first taste of professional baseball. It was the Florida State League, so it's hot. The ball doesn't fly anywhere. You got guys who throw very hard but don't know where it's going.
Fuzzy.
And you know, it was completely different than, you know, college baseball. You know, like you're definitely facing like a Friday guy pretty much Friday or Saturday pretty much every night. You know, a guy who can throw hard or like has that one good secondary pitch that he can just kind of throw for a strike. So it was definitely humbling to experience that. I thought I had a good year. I adjusted well, especially with the amount of time off I had from college to professional baseball. But it was just kind of getting acclimated to the schedule, playing every day. That was another thing, was just playing every day and like feeling out your body and realizing, man, I gotta lose all this weight that I gained in Omaha and whatever, which a lot of guys go through when they get drafted is they gain weight. You know, a couple of buddies of mine who are also drafted, you know, gained weight immediately, and then, you know, they spent the next off season kind of taking it off. But you know, that schedule, the talent, you know, you gotta go out there. It's a job. You know, as much as you don't want to call it a job, it is, and you got to perform and you got to do whatever you can to get prepared to go play, because the game is the most important thing. So, you know, you could put all this time in and whatnot, and when COVID hit 2020, that was just a bummer. I mean, that just like. Put all this work in, and then we get sent home. And that was my first big league spring training. So I had a blast. And as soon as I got sent down to minor league camp, we were heading home. It was that day. So we take that whole year off of just facing the same pitchers every week. Because a few guys would go down and do the camp, or whatever you want to call it, like the COVID camp.
Oh, yeah,
when they put the season back on, the 60-game season back on. And a few of us would go down. Like, we weren't going to be called up or anything, but we were just there to get at bats and to keep developing. But it was just like long days facing the same guys over and over again. So it was a grind, but that following year was a humbling experience in Pensacola. Didn't have the year I wanted. Kind of just inconsistent, and it just didn't feel like myself. It could have been the year off of just not having that season right away in 2020. Yeah. And then it could have been, overthinking some mechanical things, and then just not like feeling good about it.
So how'd you get back on track? So you're having a down year, you're going through some adversity. What's your personal thing that you do to get back to being JJ Bleday?
Go back to the basics. Like less is more. I mentioned that earlier in the podcast. Like not hitting as much, not looking at video as much. Like just like go have a beer with your teammates after the game, or like just go do something to take your mind off baseball. And I think that was what I needed to do. I needed to kind of like take it easy. Like, yeah, you're a high pick, but like you're gonna fail. Like it's just like it's a game of failure, and you can't put too much pressure on the outcome. You got to trust the process. You got to you just got to play the game. There's going to be days, there's going to be weeks where things go good, and then there's weeks where you go bad. So I just saying, going back to the basics, and not overthinking anything.
I feel that.
Getting that call up, what was that like? Did you cry?
Oh yeah, I was.
Set the scene though. Like, where was you at? What was you doing?
So it's kind of weird, honestly. I thought the Marlins would have done a better job with it, and seriously, like,
damn.
Yeah, that's on them. But so I get done with the game in AAA in Jacksonville. That's where the Jumbo Shrimp are. They're AAA affiliate, and I'm at home, and Emily's with me, my fiance. We go back home, and I'm just like, we had just had dinner or something. And we just got back, and my coach calls me, my AAA manager. He's like, hey, I need you to come back to the stadium. So hung up the phone. I told Emily, and right then we knew like, oh, I might be getting called up. So we go. We're bumping to some music, kind of like celebrating early.
Okay. The vibes right.
Yeah. And I get there. He sits me down. I'm there with Darren Brown, great guy, great manager, and Phil Plantier, he was the assistant for the Angels now. Great hitting coach. And they sat me down and like, hey, you're getting called up, but we're not sure if you're going to be playing right away. Or so, it was just like a confusion on when I'm going to be playing or debuting. And I'm like, okay, like, can I call my parents? And they're like, yeah, you can call your parents, but like, congratulations. It was like just a weird thing. But I get there. So I go back home. I pack up my locker, say thanks to everyone. And then I leave at like 3 or 4 in the morning, like a few hours later. I got like 1 or 2 hours of sleep. I take a plane from Jacksonville to, it might've been Nashville, and then Nashville to Pittsburgh, or like maybe Charlotte or something like that. And I'm flying into Pittsburgh, my hometown team, debuting against the team I grew up watching. Damn. And as we're flying first class, we're enjoying this. And Emily's with me, and I see the stadium, and right then and there, I kind of like started choking up. I'm like, wow, I'm about to be playing there, and my family's gonna be watching me, and it's in the stadium I grew up watching, and that was just an emotional ride, and I debuted technically the next day, the Saturday, but I came in and played an inning in the outfield, and my first debut was against the closer for the Pirates and drew a walk. But the following day I debuted and had like the full game. And when I was warming up, I was like getting choked up, like as I was running my sprints and stuff, because you see your family and your friends, and it's just what an experience. Couldn't have dreamt it any better.
No, so, man, that's so dope.
Yeah. That's lit.
Did a tear fall? Was
I got choked up. And in the back of my mind, I'm like it'd be cool to debut in Miami, but like for some reason I had a feeling like they're gonna call me up in Pittsburgh. Like I just had a feeling about that, and it happened. Yeah, it was crazy.
Man, I mean you're a big leaguer, dog. Like, but who was a guy that you met?
Can you stop moving your legs, dog, when you talk? Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Why you looking?
Why are you looking at his legs,
bro? You doing all of this, bro?
Anyway, who's a guy that you met that you kind of like starstruck by?
I would say, Freddie Freeman was up there. Freddie Freeman's just unbelievable. He's one of my favorite hitters to watch. He's just so pure and just a professional. Who else? I think Freddie was probably the first one, and I draw a walk in Dodger Stadium, get to first base. I'm like, hey, Freddie, like, can I ask you a question? It's like, sure, go ahead. I'm like, man, like, what are you thinking up there? Like how do you, like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, I just try to hit a line drive over the shortstop head every time. And I'm like, cool. So I tried to do that. I'm like, man, like, whatever he's doing, like, he's doing something different. But I think Freddie was probably the starstruck guy. Yeah.
I know you've been a competitor and whatnot, but I'm sure some guys that you face that you like, I can't wait to watch this guy hit. Like maybe in BP or just in the game. Like, okay, he's coming up. Like I want to watch this guy.
There's so many good players in the big leagues, man. It's insane. But one of the guys was Acuna by far. I mean, Acuna just like this past year, he hit a ball like 117 at me in left field, and I'm like, holy crap, that's the hardest ball I've ever caught in my life, like no doubt. And but when I got called up with the Marlins, we were playing the Braves quite a bit, and just like, I mean, the Braves are like that. They just put on a show every night, and it's like, it's just the big leagues. Like that stadium and that fan base is just the big leagues to a T. Yeah. And when he would come up, or Dansby, or like who else was there? Michael Harris, or all these. But like Acuna was just that guy. It was just so athletic, and the crowd was just locked in every time he came up to the to the plate. And same with Harper. Like Harper, Schwarber, like at the Phillies stadium, like you'd be locked in for those at bats. Like, wow, like I'm about to play some defense against these guys. So
now on the other end of that, some pitchers, one that you just like to watch, and then two, ones that you look forward to facing, or like, damn, I got to face this guy.
One of my favorite guys to play behind was Sandy Alcantara, and that dude is a stud. Yeah. He like just playing center, just playing outfield, like the games would just go by so quick. They're short games. He's throwing complete game shutouts, and that dude is just so gifted and so just locked in when he goes about his business. It was just fun to be on his side of the team and not be in the batter's box against him. On the other end of that, I would say Luis Castillo. He's pretty gross. Aaron Nola was pretty good. Like, he just has a really live fastball with the Phillies. But there's Taijuan Walker would just, dude, like, I just cannot pick up his splitter. He just eats my lunch, and he's just one of those guys. Like, some guys hit him, I just can't pick up his ball like others can. I saw Wheeler well, but there's just there's so many talented guys. But I'd say Taijuan, and then Castillo is just he's got that sinker, that four seam, and it rides at the top of the zone, and it's 102 or whatever. So, I mean,
what do with that?
You just got to tip your cap. And so I actually hit my first home run off him, Luis Castillo. Change up down middle, and I golfed it out right field. And then the next at bat, he dots like 3 sinkers up and away at like 102. And I'm just like, wow.
Sinker at 102.
Yeah.
Dog, that's ridiculous.
Holy cow. I mean, guys just don't do that. That's when you just tip your cap.
Yeah.
No, so I guess talk about so you're with the A's now, and kind of talk about the differences and similarities between the two organizations that you've been with.
Well, before you even do that, like the trade thing, like how did that affect you? Like the phone call, like the whole situation.
Yeah, so I was actually at the alumni dinner this past year, and I was having a conversation with Maggie Corbin, and I get a call from my GM, Kim Ing, and she says, "Hey, you've been traded to the Oakland Athletics." So I'm just like shocked. I'm like, what the heck? Like I did not see that coming.
That.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there. Yeah.
I was completely blindsided. Had no idea, and I'm like, whoa, I gotta like take a minute to just like know what's going on, because I had my engagement party there later that night, like a few hours later, and so I drank a couple more drinks there at the bar, and I talked to the GM there for the A's, talked to Mark Kotze, and I'm like, you know what? Like I was bummed at first because, it's the team that drafted you, and it was, I liked the Marlins, like nothing against the Marlins. It was a good spot. Spring training was nice and all that. But, the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, man, this is a good opportunity for me in Oakland. And I'm just excited for this, for this next chapter to be out West. So, definitely a blindsided experience.
Yeah. Okay. And then I guess what Harry was talking about, just some cultural differences between Oakland and Miami, locker room differences.
Yeah, Miami was there wasn't really like a cultural attitude. Same with the A's, but the A's were like more historically they've just been around longer. So it was like hustle, compete, like they were like the grinder dudes, guys who
Grit.
The guys that had that grit who were overlooked and all that, and just like became these good players and good teams. They won some World Series, and they just I'd say the A's are less like analytical. Like they're not gonna like say, hey, you got to swing this way, or we're gonna do this spin ball machine to have you do that. They're just like, hey, do what your routine is, and we're gonna help you out to get what you need done. And it was pretty simple, pretty much more old school than the Marlins. The Marlins were more new school and pretty analytical driven and all that. So
Touch on analytics. Like, are you a big analytical guy? Do you not use it as much? Like, how do you think it has helped the game of baseball, or has it?
I think it has helped the game of baseball. It's sped it up, like the speed. It's a quicker game. Guys are better, especially pitchers, and pitching's always going to be ahead of hitting. Yeah. Hitting's up, So I think it's good to analyze how your season is, or how your season went, how you're doing physically, and what you need to get better. I think you can use it in good ways. Mm-hmm. But there's also ways where you can overthink stuff. Yeah. You can be like looking at video or looking at your kinematic sequence and stuff and be like, that really doesn't matter. And when they have all this tops plus stuff, it's like, no shit, like hitting a hard ball in play at a good launch angle is going to result in a good outcome. And if it doesn't, it's still good. So a lot of it's common sense. And then some of it is like, all right, like what's my sprint speed? Like, is it going down? Is it going up? Like, what do I need? How can I improve to increase catching more balls in the outfield? Or where am I getting exposed at the plate? Part of the plate, pitch, whatever. Yeah. So you can use it in good ways. Yeah. It's both good and bad, depending on how you view it.
I agree.
Man, rewinding back to college, your sophomore year, win a super regional against Mississippi State. Before we go do a super regional, is like not looking ahead, but we have a meeting with course, and he's telling us, hey, get through this weekend. Let's take care of this weekend, but we got to prepare because the flight is the next day. Yeah. It's the next day. So you already packed. He's telling you we're having a meeting and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Hey, have this packed, put this, like have it ready. And then just to yeet.
Yeah.
Yeet. So all prepared mentally to go to Omaha, and then just to have that maroon and white be celebrating on.
And then they celebrating on the field.
On the field. They dogpile. They dogpile on the
got
field.
the bananas and stuff.
Throwing the bananas
field.
around.
For those who are there now, I mean, if that stuff happened, like that should light a fire on her ass to like, man, that shit ain't happening again. Like that should piss you off.
And it didn't happen again.
It didn't. No. I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, I mean, you don't want to get like too, I won't say confident, but like too far ahead of yourself of like, oh, like we're going to win this and then we're going to go to Omaha. It's like, no, like, yeah, our bags are packed and all that, but like, we still got to get this game going. Like, or we still got to focus here. And then, and then kind of get in that Omaha stage.
And we riding high too, because we played Clemson twice, 2 years in a row in the regional.
Bro, we dogged Clemson that
we
year.
knew we were going to.
I felt that.
It's like, dang, okay, we're trending. We're trending up. We're high. We got everything going. And it's just, not today.
That was
not this year.
Yeah,
not
just
this
had
year.
to walk out. We said, we going.
They got the banana hats, banana blow up stuff, balloons and whatnot. They're going crazy. And we lose game one. Walk
Walk off.
Walked us off.
What was that
game one.
kid's name? Elijah
McNamee.
Against Kinger.
Yeah,
Against Kinger, as a changeup, he hung it and he hit it out to left field. I'll never forget.
He was going up that postseason too.
Man,
Brownie threw
yeah, he
his
did.
hat
Brownie
on the
was
ground.
hot,
God
bro.
damn it!
It was rough. Everybody was mad.
Yeah.
Next
Kinger
game
was mad.
Still similar situation. We got a walk off opportunity. Now it's our turn. I don't remember the outs and nothing like that, but you up to bat, and we go dead center off the wall. Walk us through just that mental process. Were you wanting that moment? Do you think you're just gonna get up to that, like get the opportunity?
I forget like the circumstances, but I knew I had an opportunity to get up that at bat.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try and win this right here. I didn't think I was gonna hit a home or anything, but I'm like, I'm gonna try to get something good to hit and just put a good swing on it. And
did that.
was someone on? It was a solo shot. It was a solo shot to center field. Scotty had just popped out or had like a line out or something, and I'm coming up and you could feel the stadium, you could feel the moment, and I think I worked to a 2-0 count, and the lefty leaves a fastball just right over the heart of the plate. And in those circumstances, you probably pull that, but I was just like locked in to just drive that thing up the middle, and I thought.
Jake Mangum.
Yeah, I thought Mangum.
he caught it.
I thought he caught it, man.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
like,
I
whoa,
was about to be so hot.
because it was close.
He came back down. He was just chilling.
Yeah,
And I was
And
like,
I'm
no
like,
way.
ain't no way he caught that shit. dog.
yeah. I'm like, oh man, because I had never hit a ball out center field there, like ever, and even in
Damn.
BP, that was my first homer in center field, college homer in center.
Gatorade showers go crazy.
Oh, that
shit
was
was wild.
that to me was my moment that kind of built that confidence up for that next year, you know, and it started there. And the team itself. I mean, we were pissed off, and it was sad seeing some guys leave, like Connor Kaiserman and some others, and it was just like because we had a bad showing for the second year in the row in SEC tournament too. And I remember telling Drake, I'm like, Drake, dude, we're never losing first elimination game ever again.
You got put out first round?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We lost-
South Carolina in our freshman year, and then that year was A&M.
A&M,
A&M
yeah.
beat us.
Ooh.
Oh, that was.
They brought in that guy
Throwing from right
92.
here, 92.
Yeah, I remember that.
That wasn't fun.
but that was a fun game to get us to the game 3. But I think we were pissed off and we were coming in hungry for next year, and that's what started it.
Nah, but then just the game 3 though.
That was
Just,
the best series I think
that was a
I've
great
ever
series.
witnessed.
And I like
We
playing
played
Michigan
great.
State.
We just had some bad luck, like
No, yeah,
with
it
those
didn't
runs.
work out.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
crazy how that year all unfolded though, because it wasn't like we struggled that
We
year.
struggled early
That year
on.
was rough. Florida swept us. Auburn swept us.
Florida. Yeah, you said Florida.
Florida,
We beat
Auburn,
LSU that year.
We beat LSU that year. There was somebody else swept us, and it was just like I remember when Auburn swept us, and Corbs took us into the locker room and just like had a sit down, but like wasn't yelling at us.
I love you guys.
He was just like, "I love you guys."
Florida
I
was
said,
so good that year. They could have beat the Yankees. I'm convinced.
Oh yeah.
What year was that?
They had
Johnny
India.
They had
Kowar.
Kowar.
No, Faedo wasn't there.
No, Faedo.
Who was the left fielder they had?
Singer.
They still had
Singer,
JJ
Kowar,
Schwartz too,
and,
right?
Schwartz was
Yeah,
there.
Schwartz,
yes.
yeah.
Who was the Sunday guy?
I don't know.
Singer,
He was another guy
Kowar.
who threw like 90 plus, like
I think it was a
94 plus.
freshman.
I don't
It
know.
was somebody. They were
Probably Tyler Dyson or something like that.
I don't know, but they were.
think so.
Their lineup was good.
Yeah, they hit. But yeah, that
They
year
just-
we were
they
real up
stomped
and
us.
down. But then, shit, one game from Omaha, literally to decide.
So
one game.
then we lose the next game in weird fashion on a miscue.
Extra innings.
I think that was
yeah.
Kaiser's first error of the whole year. Maybe probably made 2 errors.
Wait,
the
this is
whole
the
year.
Mississippi State
Mississippi
game 3.
State, game 3.
Yeah,
And I remember
I don't remember that. Dang.
He bobbled it, and then that was his
He had that.
probably his second, third error of the year. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
he didn't
damn.
have many. I mean, he was lights
and
out.
then
Yeah.
the running situation with Amar
Amar ran
going to
into
third
the guy,
base.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And
yeah.
that put us
Ball
in a
game.
bad spot.
Yeah.
Chorus was arguing that for 5-10 minutes, trying to get it right. Ball game.
Yeah.
And
And
we
then they
got-
won on like I think Gillis came in and it was
It
like
was
a
a
jam
bloop or
shot over
something,
first
yeah.
base,
And that
and
got
it
the
was
winning
just
run.
like,
Yeah.
no way this is happening.
Yeah, there was some good baseball played though that series, and some good and bad moments, but that was fun.
I
That
just
was some
remember
fun baseball.
just
But
Harry in the bunker just crying.
Yeah.
That did happen. I had the towel up, bro. I had the towel over my head, bro.
Boo-hooing.
Sitting
Be
on
like
the, I was
this,
on the top
crying.
step, just like,
Like he was boohooing. A lot of people just had like those just I can't believe it type tears. Like that just that one tear that just come down. Harry, boom.
because, bro, we were really right there, and to think how that year went, like we shouldn't have been in that situation. Like literally one different outcome in that game 3, and we're in Omaha.
I think everybody was just in the bunker. Like Corey, he didn't call us up yet. We was all just sitting,
we were just
chilling,
sitting there,
just processing. Like damn.
But that was one of those moments we had to experience to get to that next step. I think. I mean, everything happens for a reason, and that was because we had struggled that our freshman year, your sophomore year, senior year, and
Senior year.
you know we got beat 2 games in Oregon State, and then the next year, which was a really good team. I mean, they had some great
If
players.
we went anywhere else, we going to the College World Series.
They were a
just
good
ran
team.
it.
That was
team
probably one of the best teams we've ever
That team
played.
was ridiculous.
Yeah,
dog.
they executed every single
Dog,
fundamental.
that was not fun.
Hit and run.
That was not
Steal,
fun
like
at all.
double, triple
run,
steal, whatever you want to
bro,
call it.
it was-
I mean,
was
they
wild.
were locked in, and they had some. But dude, they only had guys throwing like 84 miles an hour, or whatever. But they still just got us out. We just
No,
know how to pitch. Yeah, we had one guy. He was like 92.
That
dog.
starter
And
was
they
straight.
still ain't even
Their
throw their
starters
big
were
dog.
good.
Their
They
starters
were
were
good.
good.
Like, they
bullpen,
threw
I don't think the
strikes.
bullpen guys were nothing crazy, but like that lineup had like
So
5
good.
first rounders. It was ridiculous.
they
bro.
were really good.
They had
They had
5,
Rushman.
but
Yeah.
They had Rushman.
I
Had
think like
Madrigal.
that year.
Bro, all them dudes
But
on that
in-
same team.
yeah,
You know
not
what I'm
that
saying?
year,
I'm
bro.
talking like that year. It was just magical.
Bro, they're 9 guys. They're 9 hitters.
They all end up
All
going
were
first
top
round.
5
They
rounders.
did. Yeah.
Larnick.
Just want to argue for
Yeah,
no
always.
reason,
For no
bro.
reason. You don't be knowing this shit.
But nah, man, bro. You go ahead and ask what you gonna say.
No, man, what's your favorite big league? I'll say favorite big league city to go to and favorite stadium to play in.
Ooh, that's tough because there's so many like nice cities and just nice stadiums, but I'd say like a tie for first in terms of like just like show experience would be the Braves. Braves have a cool stadium, you know, a good hotel setup, good fans and really good food. So like you're just like really well taken care of.
Y'all stay at that hotel that's right there?
No, we stayed. I kind of forget where we stayed. I don't think it was in Atlanta though. It was like south maybe,
Oh, okay.
or the stadium's north right of Atlanta.
Marietta.
Yeah, Marietta.
Yeah.
I forget, but that's one of the nicest stadiums and just coolest atmospheres. It gets so loud there, and then they do the chop when we have a pitching change and all that, and you just can't even hear yourself think.
Yeah.
I'd say either LA or Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium is just like history. It's the mecca of baseball. I mean, Babe Ruth, you know, Derek Jeter. I mean, all these historic players, Don Mattingly, and to just see it and experience it, you're getting chirped. Everyone hates you because you're the opposing team, but it's just like it's different in that park. You know, there's just something about it, and it definitely amps you up to get ready to play even more. Like wow, like you're getting ready to kind of go ball out here, and this is just one of those stadiums where it's just historic. So
You got a plane ride story, you know, using MLB guys, you know, the plane, you get a little chirpy, crazy, cars, betting,
I
and
do.
the beer and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
What you got?
Toronto's also a really nice stadium too. Going back to that, Toronto is sweet. That is very show. The stadium, the hotel, it's just cool. Like you're in Canada. Like I'd never been to Toronto.
Yeah.
And it's just like a clean city. It's a lot of good food, and the stadium's just sweet. You know, especially when they open it up. It's just huge.
Sound like as long as they got good food and good beer, you good.
Yeah, exactly. But a fun experience. But yeah, Tone. My first experience was with Miami. We were going to Cincinnati after we had after I just debuted with the Pirates, or at the Pirate Stadium. And you get on the plane, you got Chick-fil-A, you got candy, you got all this stuff. So it is easy to lose focus and to eat like crap in the big leagues, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so easy to go down that path. So you got to kind of stay locked in on your diet and all that. But I played poker that it was like a $300 buy-in or whatever. And I'm like, dang, man, I never played a $300 poker game ever. I'm like, I'll do it. And beginner's luck, I did well and won like $1,200 or $1,500. I think
Oh,
that first.
look at God.
Okay.
That first poker game. But then I lost all my money from there on out. So, but thankfully I was playing with some house money to kind kind of cancel it out.
A
or
little
even
stipend,
it
little per
out.
diem type thing they give y'all.
Yeah, but with the A's, Tony Kemp can speak to some good ones. But he's got the music, and we're just we're back on the, he calls it the big boy table. That's where it's a little bit of a bigger buy-in, and you get dealer chooses. So you got poker 3-5-7, and then Boo-Ray, which is it's kind of like spades. And there's some fun times, or there's some pissed off times.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to
Make it
kind of get your mind off the series or the game, and just kind of relax and get ready for the next one. So the plane rides are a good bonding experience.
Hell yeah, dog.
Shohei Otani. He's all in the media right now.
Yeah.
Which you've played against him, I'm assuming.
Kinda.
Okay.
I've never played against them, like in terms of on the field. I was hurt when I wasn't called up this past year when they when they were in LA, and he pitched against us. Mm-hmm. I was there though when he was in Oakland, and he was DHing. He didn't pitch that series, but I was hurt just watching him on the bench. And I mean, he is as good as advertised. He is an absolute, robot of a body, just so physically gifted, and mentally just locked in. And I mean, he just moves really well, and he just has control of the game, and you can't make mistakes to him at the plate. And he's going to go out and give a good 5 to 7 innings every single time he goes out there. So I'm kind of like confused at what the Dodgers are doing with the payroll stuff. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to look like geniuses though if they pull it off and it works out, and they win a World Series. But I mean, he's the most
marketable
player in baseball possibly ever. And I mean, imagine if you went to Canada to play with Toronto. That would have been 3 countries.
Hey, dog, don't bring it up right now.
Yeah,
it's a source.
That's right.
It's a source.
Yeah, you're
dog. We ain't got to talk about that right now.
Man, so he's the most remarkable person in the MLB right now, and I think it's a good thing. But it's a lot of people don't know MLB players like that. Why is baseball behind, or why do you think baseball is behind from a marketing perspective, as opposed to the NBA or the NFL? Like we know those people.
Yeah, I think it's because the country. I mean, there's just more countries who play basketball and soccer, and globally, and there's only 5 or 6, maybe 8 at most, that play good quality competitive baseball, and it's just, I think the lack of people playing it. But also, I mean, it's a tough question because, and you got to think, you're going to make your money on the field. You make your money in all of sports, getting your contract and playing at a good level and performing. And baseball, you play so many games. Do you really want to spend 8 hours doing a commercial with whoever you're with, New Balance? And when you have an off day, and that's your only off day this week, when you're already making a lot of, for these top end players, you're already making a lot of money. It's do you really need that? But for a guy like Shohei, he's bilingual. He's I don't know if he's bilingual, but he's he's the main guy for Japanese baseball, and they love baseball over there. So I don't know how you can really get over that hump, but
I think it might have to happen because you can count the commercials that you see with a Trout or a Shohei, whereas basketball, football, all the Gatorade commercials.
All Steph in every commercial.
You see the Subways, you see a whole bunch of things that are getting viewers to go watch the games, whereas baseball is already slow. It's long as hell. It's not that interesting, unless you're playing. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's just,
absolutely.
It's tough.
It is tough. I thought about one thing I was kind of shooting around idea was we were just kind of having a conversation like this, and I think they should do like tournaments or series within the season to hey, we'll give you guys X amount of money, or a vacation to here. I don't know, just some type of incentive to whoever wins. Let's say the Subway Series. So you got New York Yankees against the Mets, and you have a 3, whatever that series is, and you got a trophy, and then whoever wins that series throughout the course of the year gets the trophy to take home, and then
you might be
the
onto
incentives
something
that come with it to make it a little bit more. I mean, it's already competitive. Guys are going, balls to the wall, but just that kind of add it up and
It's more
I don't-
playoff feel.
make it more interesting for the fans. Like,
the fans.
let's
For
get
the
the
fans.
bragging rights this year for this trophy.
Kind of like, I don't mean to cut you
Go
off.
ahead. No,
Kind of like the NBA, they did the play-in tournament this year.
That was the first
Like,
year.
Like
Yeah.
in-season tournament.
The
joint.
in-season tournament,
They
not the
colored the
play-in.
courts
Yeah.
like
It
different
was
colors
fire.
and
The
whatnot.
uniform.
And the
Forms.
viewership and everything went
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Like, they did it for the fans. Like at the end of the day, yes, like you said, it's a job, but it's also you're an entertainer in a sense as well. So you,
They
you
won
get
them.
paid
They got $1 million.
by-
They won $1 million.
Yeah, that. But it's like, yeah, you got your job, but you also getting paid based on people watching you. Okay, that goes to ad dollars. That goes to sales and tickets and shirts and all that type of stuff. So all that is funneling to your paycheck. Okay.
And that's the thing. There's so much money in baseball. Like it's ridiculous how much
Yeah.
money. Like the teams, the owners, they get X amount every year from TV. And TV is the main thing. TV is the biggest thing because of these ads and all that. But to make it more personal to the fan or the younger kid, I don't know. That's tough. You know, because
Yeah.
you got the video games, you got all that stuff. It's just like that. Those ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
You know, like one sport will get popular here, and then the next year it kind of phases out, and then it comes back again in phases.
The one thing that I did see was that the World Series this year, one, I didn't know who was in it besides the Rangers. I didn't know who they was playing, to be real. But that game that they played got less views than Monday Night Football. A Game 7 of the World Series got less views than Monday Night Football.
Could have just been the teams in it, you know? Like
Yeah,
the
it
big
could be
market teams are going to have more
Yeah.
fans, and they're just going to watch the game more.
But
that's true.
Yeah.
that's
But
true,
you still need to
you
do
gotta-
a better job of storytelling.
marketing, yeah.
Like it's so many different ways you can market it to be like, oh, people like, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
But even if I'm not a Eagles
Rangers or-
fan
yeah.
or whoever was in the Super Bowl last year, I'm still
Chiefs,
watching.
Eagles.
I'm still watching the Super Bowl because it's an event. People, the commercials that come on, everybody's getting up for the Super Bowl commercials. Everybody knows it's coming. Then it's an event in terms of, hey, I'm doing it at my house this year, or we can go to this place, rent this place out, and watch it. Whereas baseball, it's
It's
that
tough,
happened
yeah.
today.
It's tough. Yeah. It's
Dang.
like, because think about it. You got more games. Like
It is more.
NFL, you're only playing once, maybe twice every, X amount of days.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's more on the line for that. So like a win is like
Huge.
You know, you got to win to.
And it's a
And I
7-game
think-
series of baseball.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
So-
see a lot more of like the big, like LeBron is always in the playoffs. Like the big stars in other sports are always in the playoffs.
That's true.
And so now you look at baseball, Trout has never been in the playoffs maybe once. A lot of these top 10 players that we look at, it's like if they're not in there, those are the only guys people are really looking at.
Yeah.
And so after that, they don't really know anybody. Name somebody off the Diamondbacks.
Corbin Carroll.
But
Yeah.
you play and you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but the
yeah.
average human being doesn't know. Like
Yeah.
even the Rangers, I think they're a big market team, but I still think if we did a poll, people wouldn't be able to just
they
name
got
somebody
the
off.
quiet leaders who are like you got the Corey Seagers, the
Marcus
Semyons,
Semyons,
like,
those guys are
Yeah.
quiet. They don't really do a lot of, like you said, they're
Yeah.
not doing a lot of advertisement,
No.
which I get it. I didn't even
We
think
know
about
they're
it from.
good.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the average
'Cause
human
they're so
doesn't.
consumed on their
Yes.
craft, and they know how tough the game is, and again, you're gonna make your money on the field, and then
Yeah.
the advertisements for the player like come as a result of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, but I look at it as another way, like Kawhi Leonard, right? Like he's a guy in the NBA, like one of the best ever, but he doesn't talk or do anything
But they
as well.
still
But like
are.
they do a good job of marketing that.
Yeah.
I think just from a
They're marketing his quietness.
yeah.
okay,
I think it's not. I don't believe it's on the player to do that. Like if you're
Yeah.
into that stuff and you want to do it, I think Major League Baseball and certain Major
Could
League
hire an
organizations
outside
could
like
do
PR
better
thing
jobs
or,
of doing that
or run their social
yeah,
media.
I think
Yeah.
they can. For example, like look at Vandy. Like look at. I mean, you look at all college baseball team. Like we do a very good job of marketing.
You do,
collegiate
yeah.
sports and collegiate baseball players and different things like that. So if we can do it,
They could do it too.
Well, and look at like the Field of Dreams game. Remember that when the White Sox and the
Yeah.
Yankees played?
Yeah,
It was
like
like, that
uniforms,
was
yeah.
a
That was
sweet
cool.
game.
That was
Yeah.
it.
If they could like do that every year, and then like maybe MLB pitches in and they did that series in Mexico this
Yeah,
past year.
yeah.
Or build a replica like Polo Grounds, or like make up these new stadiums and just build them for
Sandlot.
these tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you rent them out to the younger kids to go out and have tournaments on those fields.
Because what they do this year, they did England,
England,
they did
Mexico.
Did they do Puerto Rico?
No, I don't think so.
Because I know this upcoming spring, there's South Korea,
South Korea,
Japan, and there's one more. I don't know.
I think they're going back to Mexico again.
I would think so, yeah. But it's just
but that's great for the sport because that grows the game right there. Like
That-
you want to just
you
have
need
as
that,
many
yeah.
people outside the country see the game and experience it, and hopefully start playing it.
Going back to what you said just about the in-season tournament or series that means something,
You onto
I
something
think
with
that's
that.
it because I think that would be the closest thing to the World Baseball Classic. Because
That's
that's the
huge,
only time
yeah.
I really watch baseball, unless one of my boys get called out, okay, I'm going to watch and see how they doing. But World Baseball Classic, and I think Trout even said that's the most fun he's ever had playing baseball. And it's really because of the other fans.
It's a playoff
And
environment.
to be
Playoff
honest,
environment,
and
yeah.
yes, playoff environment, it means something to your country. And so it's like, okay, damn, I'm locked in. I'm from our country and whatnot, but it's like that's the only time I really watch baseball because it's meaning something.
You think maybe they could do something like that in season as well?
Yeah, like you talking about for baseball?
Yeah.
It can't be countrywide, I don't think.
It have to
Well,
be
not, but
rivalry. It have to
within
be
the
rivalry.
MLB.
Yeah, they definitely
Like Oakland and San Fran, the Bay Series, 30 minutes away from each other, if that.
They need to hype that up
You
and
could
really lean
and
into
like
it.
we had really good numbers at the games. We had 3 games there, and then 2 games there and 2 games there. So you make it a 3-game series or whatever, and then whoever wins it takes home the trophy or whatever. And if let's say you have a bad season, you can still be like, hey, we won this series or this series, and kind of have those bragging rights.
It's so many different marketing pieces you can use with that. Yeah,
Exactly. The people in the area can sponsor the series. And look at soccer. Soccer's a really good way at looking at that because they have you have like 5 big leagues. So you got like La Liga, Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, and then the French league. And the teams who finish the top 4 go to Champions League. So you have your own league, and then you have a Champions League, which is like the Super Bowl. So the best top 4 teams in Europe qualify for that just because of their record. And then you have your own like country league. So like the Carabao Cup or the English Cup. So you got like 3 tournaments basically going on at one time to draw views even higher and to make it more competitive.
That's what I mentioned. I had talked to people about kind of bringing that like model over here, and I don't think when you look at it from like an ownership lens, it doesn't really make sense. But like how they have, it's like 18 teams. You have to win a certain amount of games, or you get bumped down to
Talking about the relegation system.
You get bumped down, and you only get X amount of dollars. But as long as you stay in that top quadrant, you're good. But
It'd be tough. It'd be
ownership
tough.
wouldn't want to sign off on that because it doesn't really make sense for them.
No, they would, because
But it'd be
think about it,
exciting.
you'd have to have investors. So let's say a AAA team could become a big league team. You'd have to have investors buy good players to compete with these teams or have their own individual academy to do something, and they don't because they're part of the affiliates.
That's another thing too.
Yeah.
All right, man.
But that was some good talk.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people talk about that. That's something that they should definitely address because they can make the game grow. And the World Baseball Classic does do a good job at that. People hate on it because guys get hurt and whatnot, but I think it's fun baseball. I think
it's the most
great
exciting
for the
for the United States, 1, and 2, just
Everybody's
baseball
watching.
in general. Like where it's must see TV type of thing. Man, just last thing we'll touch on as far as we talked with the last guest about fashion and whatnot. That's not a huge thing in the baseball world. You don't see no tunnel walks that, and like the NBA.
Not often, yeah. Unless it's like Harper, like Mookie,
or it's like the All-Star game.
Yeah.
That's the only time you see
the
like the
little
red carpet and they wearing their joints. But like, what's your take on it? And 2, who are some of the fashionable guys that you play with or have seen?
I think it's cool to do that, but I don't think you need to do it every game. Like it's good to do it for like the postseason postseason series.
We do got more games.
Yeah, so you're like they're coming in before a postseason game, and then the All-Star game. But I think the Kelsey brothers touched on this the other day in their podcast. And you got Travis who loves it, and then you got Jason who's like, man, I'm here to play football. And I think that's kind of where I stand on it. Like I'm here to play baseball. Who cares what the heck you're wearing? And you can't even really, like, you'll get done at 11 o'clock at night and then you got to be at the field the next day. It's like, man, I don't want to have time to pick out my outfit. Like sometimes you're not even showering. You're showering at the field and you're rolling up in sweatpants or whatever to just like go play the game.
And I think that mindset is kind of based on baseball culture and the people who are in it, 100%. Because I guarantee if baseball was 75% not white or whatever it may be, I think it would be different. Or what y'all think?
Like he said, it's more of a cultural thing, and some guys, because even in football, you see some guys, they just rock like
they just roll up, for sure.
But then you do have another majority of them who they're putting that shit on every time. And I do agree with you.
You only got 17 games
that's what I'm
though.
saying. It's a long
162 games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think the season is like, bro, you spend
that's a lot of fits.
That's a lot of fits. The fits is a lot
of fits.
I think maybe I think it should be something maybe
like a series,
opening game in a series or something like that. But like,
okay, the first game of a series.
Yeah,
and like and like our media will do it. Like with the A's, like they'll usually like the first game of the home series, they'll have a camera person and they'll shoot your outfit and whatnot.
That's a good point.
You know,
that's a tough
it's only 82 games in NBA.
Yeah,
and then it's
80, and it's
17.
They're playing
NFL,
2 a week, so
2 a week baseball.
And again, that's
and you're not
like
playing back to back in no others.
yeah,
very rarely.
And that's like
back-to-back.
there's no like the NBA and the NFL, like those are the top tier. Like there's no minors really underneath that. So like those dudes are on the team, and like everyone knows those players because that's the only roster that really matters. So it's like, you know, and then in baseball, you know, you got all these prospects coming up and all that. So it's like, it's just, there's so many different, you know, I kind of think what you know what I'm getting at.
No, it's a lot of different, you bringing up a lot of different factors. Though. I think far as the guys that are established, like all-stars, they can do a better job of marketing those guys. But, you know, those are some good points.
Brent Rooker's got some good fashion. He's an SEC guy. He went to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Luis Medina, Dominican pitcher. He's got some good style. He's got some good fits. And Nick Allen's got some good fits. He's a middle infielder.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I need Emily to hook me up. That's why I can't wait till she can travel with me. But I would hear stories of like Darryl Strawberry, like not even like getting a suitcase. He just buys clothes on the road. You know, I'm sure that's what guys do.
That was a different time back then.
Different cat. That's why they come to the field zooted. High to Georgia Pine.
Yeah.
Smoking cigs in between the bats.
They got those uppers or whatever they're called. Greenies or whatever.
Just buying outfits, just no suitcase. That's wild.
They going crazy for sure, man. So we do this thing at the end of the episode where the previous guest will leave a question for the next guest to come on. And so the last guest, his question was, how are you going
to pay it forward?
How are you going to pay it forward to the next generation?
How am I going to pay it forward to the next generation?
Well, what's your
now? Just in general.
Just in general,
like not baseball.
Just in general, how do you plan on paying it forward?
To me, it is having kids, having as many kids as I can, and you know, teaching them correct morals and ethics. I mean, like raising them in church and like, you know, being a good role model. To me, that's probably the most important thing in life is to have kids, to have that experience, and then to you know, to teach them the correct way of life and, you know, what it means to be human. You know, we all make mistakes and kind of be a leader. So
yeah. I like that.
What do you guys got? Is there?
No, that's just for you, dog.
Yeah, we don't want to get in. Yeah.
You on the hot seat. All right, so now you gotta give us a question that we can ask to the next guest, and it can be anything. It can be silly. One guest asks.
I want to do something like UFOs.
Oh,
Jesus!
Like something like hot take wise.
Okay, do a hot take. Hot take.
We forgot to dig into this.
Hot take, brother. Aliens.
Yeah. I mean, sit next to one.
You look like a Martian, though. Right?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that was your best one, bro. That was good, man.
Appreciate you. I'm leaving on a high note. I'm out of here.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll run with it. Do you think these UFO sightings are real or fake? Simple as that.
Real fake.
So
All right,
what's
so
your
now you gotta
take?
answer that question.
I think they're fake. I
Okay.
don't think they're real. I think it's just like
Eyewash?
videos. Yeah, I just don't think it's real. Yeah. What are you guys? Have
got
you seen
51.
them? Have you went down that rabbit hole on Twitter?
I
or X?
don't think they're real.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, you should know firsthand.
where's your ship parked at, brother?
I gotta go.
Oh man, I believe it.
Sign off.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't not believe it, but I don't know.
Shit parked behind Joe's.
All right, bro.
You should have left on a high note, brother. God, you always know how to run.
Edit it to where that's just the final. No.
Sheesh, man.
I say we just keep it all in there.
Yeah, just keep. Yeah, just
Get
keep
fast.
going.
All right, brother.
You got a glove, bro.
Yeah, go ahead and promote this shit right this time.
Yeah, man. So infielders, outfielders, first basemen, all those catchers, training mitts. We use these at Vandy prior to training sessions and whatnot. A lot of good training mitt to help your hands out and whatnot. Valley gloves right here. We got a code 2%. That's the number 2%. Okay, and get us some percent off on that and go get your gloves. Also, Valley Sports. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Tap in.
right
with
here.
your boy.
All right, you want some?
Oh yeah, first basement.
Yeah.
Practice first
See?
baseman.
There it is.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. We out. Peace. Like,
Follow,
comment,
subscribe.
share it to your best friend and whatnot. And
Auntie.
peace. We out.